Given that the VPC service provider AWS and VPC service consumer AWS are tied to an AWS data center in a somewhat randomized manner, the association of AWS might vary between different VPCs. To mitigate this, AWS recommends incorporating an NLB across all AWS. Particularly, if you're operating in the North Virginia region, you're looking at 6 AWS. Hello from TheCloudsGuru. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most innovative solutions that AWS offers, the PrivateLink. If you're interested in elevating the way your company operates in the cloud, stick around because you won't want to miss this. What is PrivateLink? At its core, PrivateLink offers a service-specific link that bridges a consumer VPC or virtual private cloud with a provider VPC. Here's what sets it apart. It introduces an interface VPC endpoint within the consumer VPC, and this comes equipped with one or more elastic network interfaces or ENI. There are dedicated DNS names at both regional and zonal levels. There's a network load balancer, often abbreviated as NLB, which acts as the service frontend in the provider VPC. A pivotal component here is hyperplane, which effectively links the VPC endpoint to the NLB. Notably, with PrivateLink, you're eliminating any need for NAT, VPN, and proxy devices. This is even more impressive as it can seamlessly operate across VPCs that might have overlapping IP spaces. There are 3 core types of services that PrivateLink can access: AWS services, customer-hosted internal services, and third-party services, which might include software as a service or SaaS offerings. And an absolute game changer since there's no need for an internet connection, and you can operate entirely using private addresses. Recommendations for creating a PrivateLink. The process initiates from the service provider VPC with 3 subnets within availability zones A, B, and C respectively. As we lay down the blueprint and set the PrivateLink, specifying a network load balancer in AZ A and B is crucial. Here's a burning question. Will this setup work? The answer isn't as straightforward as a yes or no. Given that the VPC service provider AWS and VPC service consumer AWS are tied to an AWS data center in a somewhat randomized manner, the association of AWS might vary between different VPCs. To mitigate this, AWS recommends incorporating an NLB across all AWS. Particularly, if you're operating in the North Virginia region, you're looking at 6 AWS. Therefore, creating 6 private subnets with an NLB linked to each is paramount. So, what's the takeaway here? It's simple. The connection between the provider and customer via the PrivateLink service remains confined within the same AWS. This means that PrivateLink service is regional. This connection can exist within the same account, or even different accounts. Leveraging PrivateLink for accessibility. First, access to on-prem resources. You can tap into services on premises through mechanisms like Direct Connect or DX or a site-to-site VPN. And accessing AWS services from on-premises. Once again, the routes can be via Direct Connect or a site-to-site VPN. Depending on your DNS configuration, reaching your desired destination is possible through IP addresses or FQDN. Why choose PrivateLink? PrivateLink revolutionizes the concept of a VPC by combining 2 pivotal cloud concepts. First, the virtual private cloud, a secluded network insulated from the vastness of the internet. Second, the concept of software delivered as a service, a setup where the service is owned and operated by the provider but consumed by the customer. PrivateLink bridges these concepts, making it feasible to use a service without ever navigating the internet. In conclusion, PrivateLink is more than just a tool. It's a paradigm shift in how services are consumed in the cloud realm. And there you go. Thank you for watching Gurus. Stay tuned for more insights and always remember, the future of cloud operations is here, and it's incredibly exciting. Keep learning and be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more AWS insights. See you in the next video.